Jonesy and Amanda.
You're listening to the Jonesy and Amanda podcast.
Australian radio's Jonesy and Amanda.
Miss Keller.
Amanda. Hello, Wiggles.
Jonesy. Yeah, personal friend.
Bit of a tongue twist there.
Legendary pirate Jonesy.
He's a genius. That's what the J stands for.
And Amanda the actress.
You have no empathy for anyone but yourself, you giant tool.
Now's the time to hear good radio.
Brendan and Amanda, and you're on the same show.
We're mass communicating. Jonesy and Amanda are here.
It's showtime!
Well, hello there, Amanda.
Hi. Did you have a nice weekend? And I know you don't. Sorry. You don't like it when people ask you that. If I see people in the office asking you that, I can see your lips quiver and your eyes twitch. You don't like it.
Of course I'd like it.
No,
I'm
you
some sort
don't.
of ogre.
You've said before you don't like
I'm not
being
into
asked.
small talk.
I've seen you talk the biggest drivel.
Only talk.
You're the person who does more drivel than anybody.
I only do big talk.
Big talk.
Big
Well, speaking
talk.
of big talk, remember late last week and I spilled hot chocolate all over my only white trousers?
Yep.
Well, ChatGPT was full of great advice. It said, obviously, take them off, and I couldn't do that. So it said if you're in a position where you can't take them off, rub soap into them and wet them, which I did, and now they're still stained brown with yellow bits from the soap.
What about some hydrochloric acid or something like that? I use that to clean the lime scale out of my toilet on the weekend.
An inside toilet?
Inside toilet?
Why would it have lime scale? Isn't that just like outside toilets that don't get flushed much?
Lime scale? Toilets? Happens.
Inside.
It happens inside. Although
Are
I
you
will say,
passing lizard germs?
I will say the person that uses that toilet is a 23-year-old male, my son.
Right.
And
Who knows what?
if urine has ever actually hit the water, I'd be amazed.
Right.
So anyway, that was what I did on the weekend.
Well, my
So
pants
you
were
are-
destroyed.
There's my big talk for you.
The same situation. We have some quirky. Well, it's not quirky, but let me just read you what we're going to be discussing today.
Go on.
How about this? We are going to be talking about maths. We're going to be talking about Jonesy and the universe's sign to him.
Well, I asked you a question this afternoon when I came into work.
About
and
whether it was a sign from the universe.
And you answered the question exactly how I wanted you to answer
I still don't understand what the question was. We're going to talk fame on a train. We're going to talk about the fact that Shakespeare was on drugs.
Oh, okay, good. Are we doing this now? So we're doing a whole thing at the start of the show.
I like it. Do you not?
Yeah, it's all right.
I like it. He's
Yeah, it's like a
come.
menu. So when you get it and they bring you the menu.
and you also want to see what you're getting for dessert.
Oh, what's for dessert?
Well, you have to choose from
I hope
those.
it's-
It might be a little bit of dyspepsia.
I hope it's something sexy.
For dessert?
Not.
What restaurants are you going to? Is Dirty Dick still open?
Never mind about that. And we can't do anything until we do the Fast Five.
Would you like to play? Why don't you give us a call?
And Jem, right? How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Good. Put on some Daryl Braithwaite. Everyone likes.
Let me say the number.
No, actually, put on some LRB.
Let's do LRB and also give us a call, 1355 22.
Yeah, this is better.
I'm now doing your job for you.
Jam Nation.
How fast can this thing go?
Faster than the speed of light.
Jonesy and Amanda's
Fast Five.
Fast Five is here. Sure, you can get question 5 right, but it's all about getting all 5 questions right in the J-Dogs book.
Or you only have to answer question 5 correctly. Here's the prize, a $500 voucher to Hijinks Hotel. Why don't you pull into Hijinks Hotel?
Go on.
I've scanned it incorrectly. How's had to go? Something service at the Ring of a Bell.
Yes.
There you go.
One of the modern tracks. Were you DJing on the weekend at any
Very much
nightclubs or anything
so.
like that?
I had my reel-to-reels going.
Sharon is in Haberfield.
Hello,
Sharon.
Hi.
Hello, you know that song, don't you? Why don't you pull in into Heartbreak Hotel? Have you heard of that song?
No.
Okay.
Look at Jonesy's face.
It was. So what we're trying to do, let's get in a huddle. We're trying to be more modern.
Yeah.
Okay. And they.
Yeah,
so
tell me.
Quoting
Yeah.
a song that was recorded
Is
in
my
the
bustle
70s.
on straight?
And it's a great song. By the way, Sharon, you know who did a really good version of it? Keith Urban, our boy. Keith Urban did a fantastic version of Halfway Hotel.
I love Peter.
Yeah, well,
Oh, what's happened to you?
what's your phone? Keith Urban used to love us as well until someone in this room asked too many
Oh,
questions about his missus.
Well, she was his missus at the time. She was his muse, and he
Sure.
writes songs about her and talks about her. And I thought I'd ask him about her, and suddenly he shut up.
That interview now has 50 million views and counting.
How was I to know that by that point they'd already separated?
Sharon, are you still with us?
I am.
Here's question 1 for you, Sharon. When changing a tyre, Is this too old, Brendan? We like to talk about cars having tyres, or when we're going to get flying cars? When changing a tyre, what device do you use to lift the vehicle?
A jack.
A jack.
Yes.
That's why I had a son called that, so he can be useful.
Let's play the not-so-secret sound, Sharon.
I hope it's a new sound.
What is this sound? Any ideas there, Sharon?
I'm going to say the F1.
It is.
Yeah, I
it
know
is
that.
an F1. What a shame about our boy Oscar Piastri.
I was watching it on the weekend, and Melbourne really put on a great show, and poor old Oscar Piastri.
Oh, Krusty, what's happened to Oscar Piastri? This is what Albert Park did not want to see. Oscar Piastri on the lap to the grid has lost it and sustained significant damage to his car.
Did you see that plastic thing that fell onto the track and
Yes.
the dude ran it over? How many bits did that fall apart into?
Yeah, what was it?
I don't know. It looked like a cup holder. I think it was part of the car.
Was it?
That probably was worth about $8 million.
I don't think F1s have cup holders.
Well, that might get a drink.
Then they put urine in on the second lap. Anyway, here we go to question number 3, Sharon. This is multiple choice for you. Which country's sewage system contains millions of dollars worth of gold and silver? Get panning. Is it A, Luxembourg, B, Singapore, or C, Switzerland?
I'm going to say Switzerland.
Yep.
It is Switzerland. It's a major gold refining hub. So I think the refineries, it's in the runoff. I don't think it's coming out of people's bodies.
No, okay. What was the... There's a welcome stranger in your toilet.
I always like to go in a sieve when I'm there.
What was the last state to join the United States of America, Sharon?
Oh,
Come on, Sharon.
Yeah.
It's a bit like pulling chin hairs. Come on. Sorry, Sharon.
We'll put on some Fleetwood Mac, and then we'll come back. And you can play if you'd like.
Hear every second of Jonesy and Amanda on demand. Search for us now on the iHeart app.
How fast can this thing go?
Faster than the speed of light.
Jonesy and Amanda's
Fast Five.
We're into the Fast Five, and we find ourselves at question number 4.
It's going to Anthony in Epping. Hi, Anthony. How are you?
G'day, how are you?
Anthony, you Epping or Epping?
Epping.
In Victoria.
Yeah.
And you got the public holiday today. How's that going?
Actually, I work today.
Good man. You're keeping the state of Victoria alive.
What's your public holiday for? Is this the 8-hour working day or something?
I think it's Labor Day.
Yeah, it's
Labor
after
Day.
the Grand
that's the
Prix.
same thing.
Did you go to the Grand
No,
Prix?
it's not a holiday because of the Grand Prix.
No, but it's perfect. Dovetails nicely.
Yeah, I think you also get a day off for Melbourne Cup, don't
Man,
you?
remember when we used to go to the Grand Prix? That was the greatest event in the world. I tell you what, that was so good.
Are you interested in it, Anthony?
Not at all.
No.
Fair enough. It's not for everybody.
Well, I got a hot lap round the track in one of the cars.
Yeah.
That's what happens when they leave them running. And you've had a few beers.
And you went fast because you were chased by the police.
Just jump in. Have a
Here's
go.
question number 4 for you. What was the last state to join the United States of America?
I believe that's Hawaii.
It is
You believe
Hawaii.
Which Oscar-nominated actor sparked backlash after dismissing ballet and opera as art forms audiences don't really care about?
Yes, he said some really spiky words. Do you know who it was?
Was that Timothy Chalamet?
It was.
Yes.
Here's what he said.
And I don't want to be working in ballet or opera or, things where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive, even though no one cares about this anymore. All respect to the ballet and opera people out there. I just lost 14 cents in viewership.
Interesting. Lost 14 cents in viewership. Apparently, in the last 24 hours, he's lost something like 50,000 Instagram followers. And there's talk that he may no longer be in the running to win the Oscar.
I think he's clearly just joking.
Well, he said it a few times. And also, he knows his words have power and why he's a member of the Punzi Arts to start with. Just because he thinks people love cinema more than they love those other art forms. He should shut his pie hole.
Well, what do you think, Anthony? I think he's just joking. I don't think he should be hung from the...
Well, no one's hanging him from the rafters, but people are allowed to say you're out of line. What do you think, Anthony?
Honestly, I don't know. I think he is an artist, but he shouldn't rag on other artists.
Quite
That's
right.
true.
Quite right,
The
Anthony.
wisdom from Anthony, that's why you're running the great state of Victoria, mate, and you get the prizes.
You do get the prizes. A $500 voucher to Hijinks Hotel.
Yep. Where fun checks in and boredom checks out. Search Hijinks Hotel. Anthony, thank you.
Oh, no worries. Have a good one.
Thanks, Anthony. Guess who's going to be joining us next half hour? It's not Timothy Chalamet, who incidentally spells his name Timothe. But he doesn't like the other fine arts.
How would Guy Montgomery spell his name?
Well, Guie. No, he doesn't. He's just a GUI. And a genuine man who's going to be joining us.
Very funny guy. He's coming up on Gold.
Jam Nation.
Gold, it's Jonesy and Amanda's Jam Nation driving you home Monday, the 9th of March. Hell of a year. Hell of a year.
And it's only March.
What about Married at First Sight last night?
Oh, we're still going with that. I thought you said it had got boring.
This show, it just gets better and better.
Oh, you said it had got boring.
The jeopardy for the contestants is how long they can stay on the show.
So how much drama they can have and how much they can hate each other while still finding justification to stay on.
Exactly. And that's it. Because if you have natural chemistry with someone, you'll stay there and do it. But if you don't like each other, then you have to
find some reason to stay on.
How are you going to be relevant? Joel and Juliet are a classic example.
Is he the one with the face hair that goes all the way
that
up?
needs a plimsoll line.
Gotcha.
He was the one that was playing a drum kit with sex toys. He was like, I call him the dildo drummer. He wasn't playing with a bass guitarist or guitarist. You know, that's what the drummer of Police used to call the band. Anyway, that's a musician joke. Drummers appreciate that. So he's paired with Juliet, who I first kind of liked at first. But then there was this massive miscommunication last week.
Why did you come here?
For love and for something real. I'm not getting either of that from you.
You're getting all of that from me.
I'm getting a performance.
No, you're not.
I'm getting a performance.
You know,
okay.
You don't understand me.
I'm going to give you...
You don't see the star in me. You don't see the light in me.
See the star in you. Yeah, literally. Because it's a performance.
It's a metaphor.
Because it's a performance.
You know what a metaphor is?
Done right now. I'm done. I'm done.
I think you could question a lot of the Married at First Sight people and they wouldn't know what a metaphor is. Anyway, she's gone to the dinner party and she's totally got it wrong.
And then he kind of cracked and looked at me, like deadpanned me in the eyes and said, well, I'm the star. And I, at that point, was like...
She's totally twisted my words and used it against me and made it out like I am sort of this egotistical guy who's like claiming the limelight and saying I'm the star of the show.
I think he's an egotistical guy that wants the limelight,
but she threw him under the bus.
Certainly.
And what happens now?
Oh, you know what I like more than anything? When John Aitken gets really cranky and does the stern talking to, and he gave it to her.
Your behaviour last night towards Joel was ugly.
And it goes on for some time, but he really tore her a new one, which I thought was pretty good, because she kind of got to come up and then she had to make an apology.
Who to?
To Joel, her partner.
I thought it might have been to us.
Well, firstly, she apologised to the group and they said, hang on, you know, Juliet, you should be apologising to the man, your husband.
Hairface.
Hairface. Have a listen to this apology and what do you think? Have a listen.
I have always said definitely, and I don't feel that much hatred towards you.
That's beautiful.
I don't
Is she getting a job at Hallmark anytime soon? I don't feel that much hatred towards you. Happy Valentine's Day. And are they staying on? Did they vote to stay? Under what possible circumstances?
And this is the beauty of this show. So Joel says leave.
Yes, of course he does.
Juliet says stay.
Because she wants to work on their relationship. Is that why?
Thus continuing their relevance.
What was her reason for staying?
To continue her relevance.
Yeah, but what did she have to, for the sake of the camera, find a reason?
I like the way you shave your face.
Right. That's what he said to her.
So that certainly can't be the way he plays drums.
Oh, so they're in for another week.
Yeah. I watch it so you don't have to.
You certainly got rhythm method. Booyah.
There's a drummer out there going, right on.
Yeah.
She's good.
And people love reproductive jokes.
Guy Montgomery. He certainly does. Very funny guy, and I'd like to say a friend of the show. He's coming to town with his Guy Montgomery spelling bee. We'll be talking to him next on Gold.
Jam
Nation.
Gold, it's Jonesy and Amanda's Jam Nation.
Well, life has changed dramatically since the last time we spoke to Guy Montgomery. He's been on tour, he's won a Logie, and he's welcomed a baby. Didn't just have one, he welcomed it. Quite the underachiever. Well, in an effort to make this year even bigger, he's taking his hilarious new show. Now, have I got this right? Guy Mont's spelling bee, or is that a typo?
Hang on, you've got to say it. Here's Guy Montgomery.
I'm about to. Hello, here is Guy Montgomery himself.
Here he is. Okay, now ask
Jonesy, Amanda, thank you so much for having me. And might I say what a pleasure it is to see you both again. It's been a matter of years. You know, and that's not written on anyone's faces. That's just information. You know, I'm not here to put anyone down. But yeah, no, it's been a big few years. And to correct the title is Guy Montgomery's Guy Mont Spelling Bee is the official working title of the show.
Why does it have to be so that?
So the reason it has to be the reason it is that, and that is a non-negotiable, is I started doing this just on YouTube as a lark. You know, this was like off Broadway, just to muck around with friends. And then from there it became a live show in New Zealand. Then it became a TV show in New Zealand. And along the way I kept pitching the title because it was so daft and waiting for literally anyone to push back and say, I'm sorry, but we've got to give it a better title than that. Didn't happen in New Zealand, brought it to Australia, didn't happen in Australia. And now I'm saddled with this sort of non-functioning pun.
It works. It works. I did a show called RPM, and they said, we want to do a little bit. It was about cars and motor racing. I had Alan Jones, the Formula One champion, and they said, we wanted a little bit of a video thing, have someone, guys riding lawnmowers doing stuff. And what do we call it? And I said, well, we're going to get some sort of snappy title, some snappy titled video. And then they just went, that's what it'll be. So it became an STV.
Snappy titled video.
That was it. So on the screen, it just said STV. Snappy titled video.
STV perilously close to the acronym for a much more famous ST consonant.
Well, that's right, and no one wants that in full screen under your face.
No, and that segment doesn't exist anymore.
No, fair enough too. Well, tell us that your life has just exponentially exploded. Logie, baby, which one is on the shelf more often? Which one do you value the most?
Well, on the shelf, to be fair, on the shelf is the Logie. But if it was, if it was to come down to it, if there was a house fire, I would be taking the baby.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's been, it's been amazing. It's totally realigned, my world. I just have so much, I felt so connected to the universe after our baby was born. Like I just was I was crying at the birth. I was like crying to my partner going, you were a baby. And then I was looking around the room, my midwife, I was going, you were a baby. And for about a week, all I could do was say to people, you were a baby. I just felt completely overwhelmed.
Had you sucked on the gas, Guy?
Actually, when the midwife was out of the room, my partner did offer me some of the gas, but I wanted to keep my head on a swivel. How about this though? When we were there, it was an early morning, or not that early morning, sort of regular morning birth, and we'd been there for 4 hours or so, and the midwife came up to me and said, have you had anything to eat? And I said, no. And so she went out into the little kitchenette and brought me back some toast and tea and gave that to me. She said, there you go, have that. You've got to keep your energy up. And I said, thank you. And as soon as I sort of was next to the birthing pool holding my toast and tea, she took our camera out and just took while my partner's labouring. There's a photo of me holding a piece of toast up to my mouth with a cup of tea. It's the most it's such an incriminating photograph.
Oh, how cavalier and up himself is he?
She set you up.
Yeah, she did.
She should have bought you a kebab.
Well, I will also say, it's crazy. The first 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you're just riding so high, hormones surging, just absolutely riding a wave of love for everyone and thing. And then the hormones drop and your exhaustion kicks it. Like anything that was asked of me, I was happy to do. And then, of course, the exhaustion, catches up. And you sort of plunge back into reality where anything that I was letting slide previously, I was like, hey, I know we've got a new baby and you did all the work, but I'm going to need someone else to put these spoons in the dishwasher.
That toast won't eat itself.
And don't even mention the sex word. I'll just say that.
Come on.
I just don't even.
Come on.
Don't even. I'm just saying to you, I've been down this path.
The way you presented it, you mentioned the sex word explicitly. It was, it was
the
most
word.
Prominent word in the sentence.
You're supposed to say the S word, maybe.
That's true. That's true. I meant to say the S word.
There was no ambiguity.
Anyway, I misspoke. Guy, it's so great to talk to you. For tickets and tour information, head to livenation.com.au. Guy Montgomery, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're listening to the Jonesy and Amanda podcast.
Right now, by the miracle of recording,
Jonesy and Amanda.
We'll do it live!
Jonesy and Amanda, those are two great names.
Such a scam.
I'm not a scab. Sense the chemistry between them, but how much of that is real?
Mind your own business and shut your pie hole.
I wish you well with your show.
Monday afternoon, some of us in the country are enjoying a public holiday today. Not that I'm being a big whingy pants.
I'm enjoying being here. You enjoying it?
I love being here.
I've got something for you. It's a story about the calendar, and I know that doesn't sound interesting, but not
Which calendar?
Well, remember the Mayan calendar? It was all supposed to end in 2012, and we thought that meant extinction.
I'm more
the
of you.
Mayans were saying, no, it's beginning of a new cycle, and the West said, my mistake, I thought we were being
They were still
exterminated.
sacrificing people into the 1920s.
Good luck finding a
so,
virgin.
Come on. What about the Gregorian calendar?
This is about our calendar. And we got some music. It's not conspiracy, but it's kind of like controversial and interesting and intriguing music.
Okay, Ryan,
what have we got?
I got this. What about this?
That's not bad.
What's just the X-Files?
Well, what would you suggest?
I know I don't know.
Well,
what about this? What about that's incredible?
Incredible.
That'll do. I hope my story lives up to all of that and more. 2026 has the exact same calendar as 1914.
Oh.
The year the First World War began, so we're in for great times.
Oh,
the calendar is identical to that, meaning that every date falls on the exact same day of the week. My birthday in 1914 was on a Wednesday, if anyone's interested. This happens, it is because of the Gregorian calendar. We are part of the Gregorian calendar, aren't we?
We like the chants, we like the calendar.
The Gregors. So the calendar, this is how their cycles work. In most cases, calendars repeat every 28 years, but leap years and century rules occasionally shift the cycle. Oh, I know, I feel it in my ankles. But both 1914 and 2026 start on a Thursday, non-leap years, so their calendars line up perfectly. And in 1914, if there's any prophecies, I'm making up words now, if they're listening, 1914 was the year the First World War started with the assassination, as we know, of Franz Ferdinand.
That's right.
So the matching calendars are a mathematical coincidence. Some people may read more into that. What I would say, though, if you've kept an old calendar from 1914, maybe with a pin-up of the girls of the day, Mary Pickford and Lillian Gish, happy days, you don't have to buy a new calendar that might have a cocker spaniel on it or something. Forget that. Yeah.
Lillian showing a bit of ankle. Ooh,
wow.
That'll serve this sailor well.
They posed in a lot of hats.
You know, it's funny you bring this up because I had a sign from the universe. You know that manifesting stuff that people go on about?
You don't. You don't believe in any of that.
Well, I don't, but it's kind of happened to me.
Jam Nation.
Gold, it's Jonesy and Amanda driving you home for Jam Nation. Monday. I'm not into that oogie-boogie stuff, you know.
No, you're not.
Manifesting, all those things.
No, and even though I think you're a thoughtful person, I don't think you're a particularly spiritual person.
I read my stars.
Yeah, that's weird. You read your stars every day.
Yep.
That's so not in keeping with who you are normally. And if I say to you, do you believe them? You go, no, but I have to read them.
I read them, but I kind of believe in them a little bit because
I told you
read
about my friend who did the stars for a trucking magazine because her boyfriend was editing it. Nestra's Guide to Trucking by the Stars. She had a picture of her with a headband on, and we were working together on Beyond 2000. So before we'd go on a long film shoot, she'd just write them months in advance, get your loved one a peg basket.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that.
People look to that sort of stuff, but I'm not going to get my astrological information from a trucking magazine.
Where are you getting it from? You're getting it from the Daily Telegraph.
I do like the ones in the papers. I like to read them from time to time. But I'll just say this, I'm not a manifester, but one thing I am is an enthusiast of motorcycles. You know that.
Yes.
And over the years, I've collected a few motorcycles and it's like having kids. Once you get past having one motorcycle.
Painful for your wife.
Once you get past having one motorcycle and you get two, then all of a sudden you've got heaps of them.
Well, I think with kids,
it's like kids.
2 is one thing, 3 means a new car, and not family of 4. A 3 is an exponential growth from
and
what
you got to
I
have
hear.
space. But also I find as you get older, you just have too much stuff and it gets too hard.
Well, what's this got to do with manifesting?
Well, I've got this one particular motorcycle. It's a Yamaha FJR 1300. The black one, the one that that one.
Mm.
What did you walk past today?
Do you mean in the car park?
Yes.
I did notice a bike, but the only reason I noticed it because there weren't two bikes, and normally someone else brings a bike.
Well, I'm not riding two bikes.
No, but someone else.
Yes.
And I thought, they're not in today. Was how I thought about it. So I saw that you had a bike there.
Yeah. So anyway, that particular bike,
right.
My father left to me when he passed away in 2014. This is a bike that I wouldn't have not necessarily bought. I really appreciate it. I think it's a really great bike.
But you do ride it.
I do, but I'm a Harley guy. I bleed Harley Davidson colours, whatever they are, black and gold, black and orange, I should say. But I just, this particular bike I've had since 2014. I ride it to work every day. And
you don't ride that one to work?
Not every day, but it's good for rain. Okay. Because I don't drive a car. I like a wet weather bike because it's got the full fairing and.
Yeah, okay. So
is this boring?
No, but I'm wondering where the manifestation.
So anyway, as I went to bed last night, what had happened over the weekend, the engine warning light came on. Mm. And as Jem Rye will tell you, what do you do when an engine warning light comes on?
You have to go to the mechanics immediately.
Did you do that with your car?
No, it's just dead. That
just
car.
put tape over it
Yeah.
and left it in his front yard.
So did you go to the mechanic immediately?
So I rang my mates at the shop and I said, look, the engine light's come on. Can you have a look? And they went, yeah, bring it in today. And so I went to bed last night. I thought, Dad's bike. I've put 1 billion Ks on it. Maybe it's time.
You weren't seeing it as a sign to let it go.
Maybe it's time to move it on.
An engine light?
And
put a Band-Aid on it.
Well, it could be, valves. It could be anything. It could be a myriad of things. And anyway, as I went to sleep last night, I said, you know what? If they've got another FJR 1300 black one in their shop, then perhaps I'll trade it. I go to their shop today. I walk into their shop. There is one there, a 2010 model. Mine's a 2007, 2010 model. Like it's pretty much the same bike with a lot less Ks.
Is it unusual to see one?
You don't see them anywhere. They're a very good bike. And I'm just thinking, has my dad, I'm going to ask you this question, has my dad sent me a sign? Has he said,
what is the sign?
Well, it's time to move that bike on, trade it in, get this one.
How do you feel about doing that?
I don't know. I was asking you for advice.
How do you feel? Is your dad's one safe?
Yeah, of course it's safe. It's just going to cost me a lot of money to fix junk on it.
Well, then why do you think your dad was telling you to get a new one?
Well, he's probably thinking, come on, mate, you can move on from this thing. It's got a B in Ks on it. Why don't you take this one?
But would you feel bad for sentimental reasons losing your dad's one?
Well, then I've got two of exactly the same bike, which I already have two of the other same bikes.
Well, then why don't you So what sign do you think your dad's giving you? The sign of hold on to this bike? Or because you went to bed thinking if there's one the same, I should
That's
get
what I
new
said.
one.
As I went to bed, I said that out loud.
And do you think your dad was a practical man? Do you think he'd be saying, mate, stay safe, get a new one?
Well, I wish you could be a bit more direct about it.
Well, that's what they say, isn't it? That send a sign and it's the sound of a drum or a fish flopping. And you think, why don't you just tell me, what's the afterlife like? Give me something big.
What you need to do, mate, is trade that one in and get this one.
That's right.
I just don't know. And then I feel incredibly, okay, so if Dad didn't leave me that bike and I saw this bike.
Would you buy it?
Of course I would. I would just trade it. I'd say that's great. But the thing that's stopping me from doing
is being sentimental about the bike. How about you do this? You keep this bike and buy the new one. So you end up being safe as your dad apparently wants you to be. And you can still be sentimental without the angst of losing the bike.
But then it's too many. I've got too many now.
Oh, let's have a telethon for Brenda.
I thought why don't you buy it for me? Anyway.
Is that where this conversation was going? I'm going to manifest a kick in the nuts.
Birthday's coming up.
Well, coming up, there was a famous face that popped up on the Sydney to Melbourne train. Look at you looking at me. It wasn't your father, Brenda. Whose face was it and what's it all about? We'll talk about it next.
On Gold.
Jonesy and Amanda. Listen to the podcast whenever you want with the free iHeart app.
Gold, it's Jonesy and Amanda driving you home for Jam Nation. Isn't it great? Ed Sheeran catching the train from Sydney to Melbourne.
We were going to say, who do you think it was and do a big build-up?
I've ruined it for you.
You have. It's Ed Sheeran.
I think you'd be Johnny Dumbo not to know.
How would you know? How would you know? Could have been Bear Grylls. Could have been Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Or Windsor Mountbatten. Excuse me.
He would have got a plane or a chopper and a plane together. That's what I like about Ed Sheeran.
Oh, look, we've said this before, he's worth $700 million and he is, have you seen the stuff he's been doing? He's been feeding people, he's been working in food banks, he's been visiting children's hospitals, and here he is travelling 11 hours overnight on the Sydney to Melbourne train. They're saying that maybe he's done this. His wife is a consultant in sustainability, encourages him to save emissions.
Right on. It was the XPT, the express train, which I will say this, they put a bit of mayo on how fast it goes.
Yeah.
Like if you go over to Europe and you get on one of their fast trains.
That's fast.
And then you get on the bullet train, you go, whoa, that's fast.
If you get on a train overseas for 11 hours, you've gone into space.
Exactly. You've got crossed the continent. Here, the dopes that run the country have been, how long have you, I've been in this business for 30 odd years, more now, and the idea of the maglev, extremely fast
Excuse me, I worked at Beyond 2000. I've seen a number of brochures of the maglev.
That lie to us that it was going to happen.
It's like the TV show Utopia. It's all brochure, no substance.
But Ed, I just like the idea of him on the train. He's wearing what it looks to be prison greens.
Well, I guess, he doesn't want to be a big show-off.
Actually, Ed, look, he'd do all right in jail, I reckon, Ed would. Oh. What do you mean? He's got the tats.
Yeah, he's got this little cherubic face, red curly hair. I'll sing you a song.
Okay,
no jailhouse rock.
Okay, music boy, you sing a song.
Yeah, I don't know how we go in prison. A tat doesn't make you a toughie. Sounds like I'm talking at a school. Okay, kids, listen up.
But I just, and we just recently saw Tom Hanks on the metro in Sydney.
Yes.
He was catching the train. There's a great thing on the internet. Have you seen that one of Tom Cruise? He's on the train in
Is it
New
AI?
York.
Do I believe anything?
No, yeah, okay. But anyway, I just like the story, and no one else is noticing it. And this one girl notices Tom Cruise and just is discreetly filming, and Tom just puts his finger to his lips, I know.
Keep it to yourself.
It's a bit like when I'm on public transport.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Have you got a sponge for that?
Have you tapped on?
Well, that's you're jumping over the turnstile. I follow that Instagram site, Hot Guys Reading on Public Transport.
Ah, okay, yeah.
They're not famous, they're just hot.
Yeah.
And that's enough sometimes.
So I feature on that as well.
Reading the inside of a sick bucket.
You really go to town today, aren't you? But I was thinking maybe the Tribal Drum could beat for this Fame on a Train.
Fame on a train.
Fame on a train.
Will we accept other forms of public transport as well?
Yeah,
I know you like a rhyme.
I do. Like Fame on a Train
No
is good.
fuss on a bus.
Okay. I saw Tom Hanks on an omnibus. Have you got an intro for that? I saw Kesha on a tram. Okay.
Doesn't even rhyme.
When we just say Fame on a Train.
You get the gist. Who have you seen? What were they doing?
We'd love to hear from you. 135522 on Gold.
Jam Nation.
Gold, it's Jonesy and Amanda's Jam Nation driving you home. Ed Sheeran on a train from Sydney to Melbourne, the XPT, which is not that fast, really. It gets up to a fair clip.
It's slightly faster than walking, which could have been another option.
We were in the middle of this country town, and the local publican said, you boys want to see something great? And we said, yeah, or what? The train, the XPT comes through here. And I went, yeah, really? How quick? Mate, it gets up to about 170, I don't know. And
sounds fast.
Yeah, so we all got chairs and sat down by the train tracks waiting for this thing to come through.
Was it so fast you didn't see it?
They slow it down to 20 Ks.
Yeah. When it goes through towns, that's why it's...
And the publican laughed.
Oh, did he get you a beauty?
Because we're sitting there with our chairs and our beer waiting for the train to come.
I used to take it up to Bathurst, which is about probably, in those days, was a 4-hour train trip. And I used to get to feel a bit car sick on it. I'd prefer the old rattler.
The XPT?
Yeah, because there's a bit too much movement.
There's no movement. It doesn't.
How would you know?
What, on the zigzag railway?
No, you mentioned
Next
it.
year I'm Puffing Billy. Anyway.
No, you mentioned it. It was a boat.
Ed Sheeran on a train.
This is leading us to frame it like this. Fame on a train.
It's very good, Ryan. Tracy has joined us.
Hello, Tracy. Who'd you see?
Hi, Jonesy and Amanda, I saw Shane Portier from a country practice every afternoon on my way home from school at Parramatta Station.
Sounds like you're on a train now, are you?
Yeah.
No, I'm in my car.
Oh, on the train tracks? Dangerous, Tracy. Shane Porteous, who was the doctor in a country practice, I remember he famously... this is when he was at the height of his fame. He would take the train every day.
How do you know this?
I read it in TV Week.
Was that Shane, the one that played Brendan Jones?
No, that's Shane Withington.
Oh, it is too. He's on Home and Away.
Yes, no, Shane Porteous, the one who played the doctor. You don't remember?
No, I do. I just, it's not that remarkable that you'd see him on the train.
No, it was. You remember how huge that show was?
Sure.
For him to be in public every day for a trip, quite a substantial trip on the train was a big deal.
Sorry, Tracy. Thank you. Cheryl has joined us.
Hello, Cheryl. Who did you see?
Oh, hi, Jonesy and Amanda. I saw Meatloaf on the monorail in the 90s.
Okay. We have a winner.
Wow. And was he being mobbed?
No. I don't think, I didn't really recognise him either. My husband said to me, do you know who that is? And it was Meatloaf.
Did he look meatloafish? Like, did he...
his hair looked a bit greasy, but...
That's the giveaway. That's him.
When I had a look, though, like, I could see that it was him, but I wouldn't have looked at him twice otherwise.
And but was it just you, Meatloaf, and your husband on the monorail? Because as infrastructure go, it was the most useless piece of infrastructure in this country ever.
It was the one and only time I ever went on it.
And chances are he was going on it for the novelty as well. He's telling everyone that he saw Cheryl. Cheryl, thank you. We're going to take more of your calls.
That is so good.
Jam Nation.
Gold, it's Jonesy and Amanda driving you home. The tribal drum has been beating on the siding of Ed Sheeran on a train from Sydney to Melbourne.
We also saw Tom Hanks on the metro train in Sydney.
Tom Cruise on the subway in New York City.
Meatloaf on the monorail.
The tribal drum is beating fame on a train. I know monorail and train are technically...
Form of transport. Remember somebody I knew saw Rutger Hauer on a spinning teacup at Disneyland. That's a form of transport. Slow moving.
From, what was that thing, that incredibly long movie with Harrison Ford?
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner. He was the baddie in that.
Yeah.
The Cult of Rutger Hauer.
And there he was spinning in a teacup with some little kids.
I hope they were his own.
See, look what the world has done to you.
Nicole.
Hello, Nicole.
Hi, how are you going?
Very well. Who did you see on a form of transport?
Kate Blanchett on the Barara Ferry.
Oh. Was she just sitting there minding her own business?
No, she was with her 3 kids and probably about 8 other people. And I looked at an Indian lady who was like, yes, it's her. And gave me the sort of nod like, yeah. So I pretended to take a selfie of myself and my 3 kids and took a photo of her. So
Yeah, she must be used to that. Move over, kid, so I can pretend you're in this shot.
I would have loved to have seen that.
Thank you, Nicole.
Jonah has joined us.
Hi, Jonah. Who'd you see?
I saw Boy George.
this call is being recorded.
Oh, okay.
Was it on? Was he on transport of some kind?
Yes, the XPT from Sydney to Melbourne.
Oh,
really?
When was that?
That's where would have been back in the 90s.
Right.
I was travelling back to Melbourne.
Yep.
And my friend had turned around and kept turning around. And he said, I think it's Boy George sitting behind us.
Mm.
And I said, oh, you're kidding me. And it took me for about 2 minutes. So he said, look, it is. So I finally turned around and I looked and I'm just like, it was Boy George.
Oh.
And
was Boy George in makeup?
No, Boy George just looking like Boy George, just like a normal citizen. Yeah, not in makeup, no hats, no anything.
And that would have been the height of his fame in the 90s.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. And I was just grabbing for anything I could. And I said, can you please sign a napkin for my sister? So he signed a napkin for me.
Actually, height of his fame was the 80s, wasn't it?
Why didn't you get it signed for yourself, Jonah?
Because I was into him, but not into him. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I liked him. Yeah,
Sure.
sorry. I liked him.
But not enough to get a...
No, it's easier to ask for somebody else, I
I
imagine.
guess so, but also you got busted because your friends going, turn around, and you would have turned
Don't
around.
look now.
And then bang,
Yeah.
boomo.
No, it's easier to get that sort of stuff for somebody else. Thank you, Jonah.
Christine has joined us.
Who'd you see, Christine?
Hello, Jonesy and Amanda.
Hello.
Christine.
Who'd you see?
I saw, this is a back in the day story, okay, about 1980.
Right.
We were on the Manly Ferry, a group of us young girls, and there was a couple, and we were checking out the guy, thinking how gorgeous he was, and then we realised it was Matt Latanzi and Olivia Newton-John on the Manly Ferry. It was great, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, that's
cool.
pretty good.
That is pretty good
As the
sighting.
Manly Ferry cuts its way to Circular Quay.
And Matt Latanzi was a handsome young man, wasn't he, Christine?
Oh, my God, he was gorgeous. And then we saw the Don Lane show the next night, and she was on Don Lane saying she'd been on the Manly Ferry the day before over for fish and chips.
Oh.
So she was so down to earth, wasn't she? Wow.
She was. She absolutely was.
We miss her. Whenever we spoke to her, she's always lovely.
She was lovely. She never lost that common touch. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you for all your calls. Coming up, the pub test is on the way. Timothy Charlemagne has upset a lot of ballet dancers.
Well, and opera folk, and he's sort of been elitist amongst the arts. What do we make of it? We'll put him to the pub test.
Instagram as well. That's coming up. Your chance to win $2,000 on gold.
Jonesy and Amanda. You're listening to the Jonesy and Amanda podcast.
We had so many requests for them to do it again.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Man, that shake just cracks me up.
Maybe you should lay off the moonshine.
Jonesy's always knocking Amanda.
It's so easy.
Amanda always knocking Jonesy.
I'm done. Stick it in the guts, Barry.
9th of March, I guess Chinese New Year's officially done, isn't it?
We've got one more fortune cookie in the studio.
Oh, I like the fortune.
What about the one I got the other day? Where is it? Life's not fair, get used to it.
Yeah.
Well, since when are fortune cookies reflective of the state of the world? They're supposed to be slightly optimistic,
I thought you were going to say that you were going to put your little twee in bed.
Yeah,
So
that's what you do at the end of them.
life's not fair, get used to it.
In bed. Talk to the people from Married at First Sight. The last fortune cookie
Crack
of the
it
year.
open.
Ready?
Your
Let's
eight
see.
time.
Oh, I've split it in half. In bed. Terrible. Your success will be improved each year in bed.
Right. Got any others for us?
Come on, let us celebrate family. Love today. Family love today. Not family love. Anyway, maybe you shouldn't put that on all of them. That's the last of them now.
Okay, well, thank God until next year. Now we just have to get into Ramadan.
And I'm actually going to eat it.
Oh, great. People will appreciate that noise. Coming up, Timothy Charlemagne. He's upset a lot of ballet dancers and opera singers.
Yes, even though he's a member of the arts, he's punched down at another form of the arts, and people are outraged. We might put it to the pub test.
Instagram makes its return, and we pay tribute to the late, great Jamie Dunn on Gold.
Jam Nation.
Gold, it's Jonesy and Amanda's Jam Nation driving you home. Sad about Jamie Dunn passing away on the weekend.
Yeah.
Did you know Jamie at all?
Not as well as you did, but I knew him, but not very well.
I worked with him back in the 90s in Brisbane.
It's on radio.
Yeah, he hosted the breakfast show at B105, very successful. It was rating through the roof. It was huge.
Can I ask you this? Because he hosted with himself and Agro.
Yeah.
So would he just obviously do the voice?
Well, sometimes he'd just do if you're just in the studio, he'd just do the voice and he'd just have his hand and I'd say naked Agro.
So he'd actually still move the hand.
Yeah, he sort of put it there and,
Did he put it there for himself or for others?
I think it's
reflex?
for others, but then he'd always treated Agro with a lot of reverence. Came in a little bag and pull him out. And, I remember often wanting to have a go of Agro.
And did he say no?
No, I would never. I don't think, I didn't want to cross that line.
No.
He hosted the radio show, but also you might remember Agro's Cartoon Connection.
Oh, it looks like a stencil of an Anne-Marie doll.
Oh, stop it, all right? So there you go. Now the letter.
But that one's been distorted. That one's got hips.
Excuse me.
Someone talking?
That. Enough.
Okay.
All right? Otherwise, you know what happens when you get naughty, don't you?
Yes, the ratings go up.
Or is that the Kyle and Jackie O show?
Does sound a bit like it.
But Jamie was just,
He was a character. He didn't tolerate fools, from what I know.
And he was.
How did you go?
I think he liked me. I remember the day as clear as anything when I first met him. I'd been there for about a week at the radio station at B105, and I was just standing in the kitchen making small talk with another chap who it was his first week as well. So I went to the kitchen and said, "Oh, this is great working here." Jamie walks in, and on the kitchen cupboard, there's a box of Wheat Bix, grabs the Wheat Bix, looks into them, and looks at both of them and goes, "Somebody's been eating my Wheat Bix." And we,
So this is Jamie, not Agro.
No, but that's how Jamie and Agro just sound the same.
Yeah, but this was him off air. This is Jamie.
Somebody's been eating my Wheat Bix. It wasn't you two blokes. And we said, "Oh, no, we just got here, mate." Anyway, he walks off. So we continue our chat over our cups of tea, comes back with a brand new box of Wheat Bix. And while we're chatting, he says, "Right," opens the lid up and takes out one, digs right into the middle of the box, takes out one Wheat Bix. And then with his loose tracky dax, puts it down the back of his tracky dax.
Into his bottom.
Well, I didn't have, I wasn't having a forensic examination of it.
But close proximity.
Yeah. And then he puts it back meticulously into the middle of the box. And then he looks at us two and he says, "Right, only 3 of us know where the golden brick is."
No!
And then we pondered over that because every weekday they're getting closer to the golden brick.
Have we ever attempted?
No.
Play Russian roulette with the golden brick?
Where's that?
Yummy, I've had some Wheat Bix today, says Brendan. I didn't even pay for them.
I didn't touch his Cocoa Pops.
I know.
Rest in peace, mate.
Oh, what a story.
True legend.
Yes, indeed.
Jam Nation.
Gold, it's Jonesy and Amanda's Jam Nation driving you home. When there's big issues to talk about, we go straight down to the Jonesy and Amanda Arms. I know it's Monday. It doesn't matter.
The pub test.
Pub test.
Does not pass the pub test. Pub test.
Pub test.
Does it pass the pub test? Pub test.
Yeah, the pub test.
Doesn't pass the sniff test. Stop it. It's not helpful.
Let's talk about the actor Timothy Chalamet. He recently has won stacks of awards for portraying Bob Dylan in The Complete Unknown.
He was very good in that.
He's been in Dune. He was in Willy Wonka. He's and he's done a lot of sort of eclectic smaller films as well. One of the best actors of his generation is what he's been called. Recently, he was on a podcast, I think, with Matthew McConaughey, and he said this.
And I don't want to be working in ballet or opera or, things where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive, even though no one cares about this anymore. Yeah. All respect to the ballet and opera people out there. I just lost 14 cents in viewership, but damn, I just took shots for no reason.
It's interesting.
That's not a shot. I hear what you're saying.
He lost more than 14 cents. Overnight, he's lost something like 50,000 followers.
Wow.
People are reacting in a very big way to this. He is on track to win maybe his first Oscar, and he may have upset the apple cart. All the voting isn't completed, and people are outraged with him. There's a huge backlash about it. A few people have said, look, it doesn't matter what he thinks about ballet and opera. To say that's not for me is one thing, but to say that no one cares about them is just ignorant. And to think his opinion doesn't matter is ignorant. His voice means something. And for him to give an opinion like this has upset a lot of people, saying you're involved in the arts. Why punch down at other forms of the art?
You can't punch down.
And I've seen all these great memes over the weekend of these really hot, strong male ballet dancers on top of balancing balls on the tip of their toes, doing these incredible poses, saying, this stuff isn't easy, and people love it. And I saw also that I think it might be the Seattle Opera. They're putting on Carmen, and if you use the code Timothy, you can save 14% off tickets. People are leaning into this, saying, let's celebrate these arts. Let's take the mickey out of him.
But it's his opinion. It's a free country. He can, it's not like he's saying cancel ballet or opera.
But he is saying that because the whole conversation was about how people don't have attention spans anymore. Yeah. And he's saying, well, I don't want to work in a ballet or an opera where, as he said, let's keep this alive even though no one cares about it. So it does get funded.
People would care.
Yeah, for him to say no one cares about it is ignorant. That's the point. To say it's not for me, I don't like it, one thing. To say no one cares is wrong. And for someone of influence like him who works in the arts, he knows that's wrong.
But still, I think he should be allowed to say whatever he wants.
Well, yeah, and therefore have the repercussions, which are a whole lot of people turning on him. He's become sort of the butt of the joke for the week. He may have lost his Oscar because of it. That's how people are reacting to this.
Right, so what he said, does that pass the pub test?
Timothy Chalamet, you may agree with him, You may think he can say anything he likes. This isn't the first time he's said that either, by the way.
Oh.
Other examples of him saying something very similar. So Timothy Chalamet and what he has said, does it pass the pub test?
We'd love to hear from you. 135522 on Gold.
You can see a whole lot more of Jonesy and Amanda on our socials. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
It's Jonesy and Amanda driving you home for Jam Nation.
Fast money. Extra cash.
I need money. Jonesy and Amanda's.
It is here. 135522 is the number you need if you call us right now. Another way you can get through, jonesyandamanda.com.au.
That's right.
And you can put your name on a little waiting list. And what happens to the girls here, they just have a little bit of a Melbourne Cup sweep. And they pull out a name at
random. And you may get called and say, hey, do you want to do this today?
That can happen.
Do you want to win $2,000 today? Maybe the call.
There are many, many options for you. 10 questions, 60 seconds on the clock. You can pass if you don't know an answer. We'll come back to that question if time permits. If you get all the questions right, you win $1,000.
We can make it $2,000 by answering a bonus question, but there is jeopardy involved because it's double or nothing.
You can call us anytime, like Nicole has done. Hello, Nicole.
Hi, how are you?
Great.
Very well, Nicole. We haven't given money away for a while. Let's see if it can be you.
I'm looking forward to just doing it, to be honest.
You're ready to receive.
I am very receptive.
All right. Well,
Okay.
we've got 10 questions.
Enough of this saucy talk, you
We've
two.
got 10 questions. We've got 60 seconds. If you're not sure, say pass because we might have time to come back, okay?
Yep, got it.
Nicole, good luck because here we go. Here comes question number 1. What's the main ingredient in an omelette?
Egg.
Question 2. In which city was the F1 held over the weekend?
Pass.
Question 3. OPI is a brand of what?
Makeup?
Oh, no.
Nail polish? Nail polish?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Nicole.
I'm sorry.
We can only do so much.
Oh, I wanted to give that to you, but there was too much of it. No, it is nail polish, but you said makeup.
Yeah, we went makeup.
And the F1 was in Melbourne on the weekend.
Didn't you watch
You know
it?
what? I was going to say Melbourne, but it just sounded so obvious.
Well,
that's because it's true.
Nicole, we want this money to be won by you.
Never assume that they're never trick questions. Never, we play it straight.
Can I ask you this question, Nicole, while we've got you? Do you like the ballet?
Love the ballet.
Okay.
Yeah, ballet
so you would
and
be
opera.
at odds with what Timothy Chalamet has said about supporting ballet or their bit opera.
Sort of.
Okay, so
Well, we've asked for your opinion, Timothy. If you're across the story, and we'll reset the story
Yes.
for you shortly.
Oh, that's coming up.
Timothy Chalamet does what he said pass the pub test.
We're going to put that to the pub test next on Gold.
Jam Nation. The pub test.
Pub test.
Does not pass the pub test. Pub test.
Pub test.
Does it pass the pub test? Pub test.
Yeah, the pub test.
Doesn't pass the sniff test. Stop it. It's not helpful.
We're putting Timothy with 2 double E's, actually just 1 double E, Timothy Chalamet to the pub test. He recently was talking to Matthew McConaughey on some kind of podcast, and he said this.
And I don't want to be working in ballet or opera or, things where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive, even though no one cares about this anymore.
Yeah.
All respect to the ballet and opera people out there. I just lost 14 cents in viewership.
A lot of people do care. He lost about 50,000 listeners overnight. And as this comment summed it up for me, they said, how ignorant. If he doesn't like ballet and opera, if he says they're not for me, that's one thing. To say no one cares when he's in the arts as well is punching down on other forms of the arts.
Of course, but I feel that that's taken out of, and the problem with all social media.
It's not taken out of context. This is the 3rd or 4th time.
He said it a few times.
He said this a few times about ballet and about opera and how small they are and no one really gives a rat's. He's said that a couple of times. So how do you feel, Timothy Chalamet, and what he said? Does it pass the pub test?
No, it's not cool. I think he's just got a lot to learn, that's all. He's only young and he just doesn't have to just be aware. He's in the arts, so you can't turn I don't know, I just think not.
Well, I don't know. I think he should just be more sensitive, to the opera and the ballet, I don't know.
It's about the ballet comment. So for me, it's just unnecessary. They didn't come for him. I'm not sure why he's feeling the need to come for them.
Look, it probably does. He's got a right to say what he wants, and personally, I don't know the guy. You could put him in a lineup with Scooby-Doo and Squeaky the Space Hound. I'd pick Scooby-Doo, but wouldn't know the difference with the other two.
No, absolutely not. And he's, dating one of those Kardashians, so I guess he's a knob, isn't he? A real knob.
No, not at all. Oh, he's just annoying. I don't know. He just rubs me the wrong way.
I like that comment. You can put him with Scooby-Doo, Squeaky the Space Hound. I know Scooby-Doo, but I don't know the other two. So why bring up Squeaky the Space Hound if you don't know him?
Two animated cartoon figures and one's a human.
But one he doesn't know. Why would he bring up one he doesn't know?
Down at the Jonesy Demander Arms, there's no judgment.
There's no judgment.
There is no judgment.
Jam Nation.
Gold, it's Jonesy Demander driving you home with Jam Nation.
Well, tomorrow is Tuesday. Now, when I first mooted Tin Hat Tuesday, I thought we'd do it as a one-off and get some interesting and funny conspiracy theories. It has gone crazy. Every week we are getting more and more of these. Last week we got 2.5 million views.
Yeah.
On the conversation we had that I'd read a conspiracy theory. I don't believe this, that Anne Heche, who had been the partner of Ellen DeGeneres, that when Anne Heche, they'd broken up, but when she'd passed away, when she'd burnt in a fire, that Ellen had eaten her.
Yeah.
Had cannibalized her.
And
a lot of some of the comments are saying I'd believe anything. Some of the comments are saying thank goodness people are now talking about this.
But there's some people are saying she stashed her in the fridge.
Are they?
Yeah, in Tupperware, all labelled like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Really? All labelled?
Well, it would be labelled, so it doesn't go off.
Is that an olive or an eye? You'd like to know. So anyway, that got 2.5 million views. The world is indeed cooked.
Yep.
But I'm leaning into it.
Why are we leaning into it?
So tomorrow we've got our tin hats, we've got our theme tune.
Actually, I want to add one. Can I go early?
Well, it's early. We're going to do it tomorrow.
Is it just me? What's with the Apple iPhone most recent update? It's just mucking my phone up.
Yeah.
There's all these little glitches that have come through. Texting is all strange. What's going on?
Is your conspiracy theory that it's built-in obsolescence, so you have to buy another one?
Yeah, because people say, oh, you got to do your update. But here I am. What's going on?
Well, you haven't said what you think's going on.
Well, that's what the conspiracy is. I don't know.
Well,
do I look like Steve Jobs to you?
But that's like saying I went to the shop and didn't have any pies. Where's the conspiracy?
No, what's going on? It's a conspiracy, so you buy more of this.
But you have to give us the conspiracy.
Well, I'll formulate a better argument tomorrow.
I'd appreciate it, please. We're not going to get 2.5 million views for that.
We'll see you then.
Goodbye.
Good day to you.
Well, thank God that's over. Catch up on the Jonesy and Amanda podcast. Download the free iHeart app now.
See you next time. Let's get the hell out of here.
Hear every second of Jonesy and Amanda on demand. Search for us now on the iHeart app.